Anyone got a pencil? Hello and welcome to the Mixtape podcast. My name's Mark and I am your host. Thank you so much for tuning in for this week's episode. Every week on the show, I ask my guests to make up an imaginary mixtape and pick 6 tracks for it. I've had some incredible chats. They're already there in the archives, just waiting for you to stumble across them. I've had chats with Steve Kilby from The Church, Rowetta from The Happy Mondays, Rick from Ash. I've had Al Anderson, one of the original Wailers. I've had Clint Boone from Your Spiral Carpets. I've had Donita Sparks from L7. I've had Scott Kirkland from The Crystal Method. There's lots and lots of episodes sitting there waiting for you to discover. If you enjoy this week's episode, please feel free to rate it 5 stars on Spotify and or jump up to the top of the page and hit that old follow or subscribe button, and you'll be notified every time there is a new episode. Catch up with everything I'm doing by going to www.themixtapepodcast.com. That's enough for the intro. I hope you enjoy this week's episode. Hello, welcome to this week's Mixtape show, and this week I'm absolutely delighted to be joined all the way from Canada here in Perth. Donovan Woods, how are you, mate?
Good, how you doing?
Very well, thanks. Very well. Thanks for coming on the show and making the time. Did you just arrive in Perth just today, was it?
Yesterday. So I had the day to recover, and I it was fine. I feel great. So I feel like I'm on schedule. I'm not jet lagged. I had a nice walk around today. It's great.
Okay, yeah. I was going to ask you, have you been out and about in Perth at all, and what you've been up to?
I have. Yeah, I went to the art gallery today. I love to go to art galleries, so that's what I did today. Got a lot of
Okay.
steps in, and it was great. It's beautiful. It's less beachy than I thought it would be. I mean, I know we're not right near the water, but it's like I thought. I mean, it feels like a city. It feels like I mean, not that it's not a
Yeah,
city, but like I imagined it would be more beachy. I don't know why.
sort of a little bit further north and a little bit further south of the city. That's where
Yeah.
all the beaches are, and then it goes like for hundreds of
Okay.
kilometers.
People carrying surfboards and stuff around that area.
Yeah, yeah,
All right. Okay.
yeah. There's some beautiful beaches in WA for sure. We've got some of the best
Yeah. Is
beaches, way better than Bondi and all that lot over on the East Coast, mate. Yeah, for sure.
that right?
Yeah, West is best. That's what we say. That's what we say. West is best.
Yeah, that makes sense. Everybody, it's always a battle.
With the jet lag as well, I can tell you because obviously I'm, as you can probably tell from my accent, I'm not a native Australian. I'm from just outside London. The coming this way, the jet lag is fine. It's going back the other way where it will catch you.
It's gonna kill me, right? Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what
I
they've said to
guarantee
me.
you. Yeah, I guarantee
Yeah,
that.
they've said to me that it's dead. Give yourself like 4 days to recover on the back end.
100%, 100%.
I look forward to it.
Wanted to say to you as well, happy anniversary, mate. It must suck to be away
Well,
from home.
Yeah, I'm away. I mean, I'm away from home for everything. It's my job, so I'm used to letting people down in that way.
Yeah, yeah. So obviously, I've been stalking your social media for a day or
Oh,
two since I knew about the
that's all
interview.
right.
So yeah,
That's all right.
that's how I know that little bit of information. Okay, so you're in Australia for the very first time. Is that right? Is it your first time here or first time touring here?
I've never been here before. It's the first time ever here. Yeah.
Cool, cool. So I'll just rattle through the tour dates real quick. So tomorrow night, 13th of June, it's the Milk Bar in Perth. The 14th, it's the Jive in Adelaide. 15th, Northcote in Melbourne. The 20th, Stag and Hunter in Newcastle. 21st, the Great Club in Sydney. 22nd, Black Bear Lodge in Brisbane. It's oztix.com.au for all the tickets, apart from Adelaide, which is Moshtix for some reason. Who knows? Who knows how they go about it? The promoters and ticket agencies. Yeah, it's funny ways of working. But yeah, so they're your tour dates, mate. Your new album's out next month. So set list wise on this tour, what can we expect from you? New stuff at all, or
Yeah, playing some new stuff. I'm just sort of getting a feel for it. And I mean, a lot of those songs I've been playing for a while because they were written before we recorded them, and of course, and yeah, so there'll be a lot of new stuff, but a lot of old stuff too. I mean, it's me solo for a long while, so there's a lot of songs. So yeah,
yeah,
there'll be
yeah.
new and old stuff for sure.
Okay, cool. And so the new album, Things Were Never Good If They're Not Good Now, is out
Yeah.
in July. Tell us a little bit about the album and sort of some of your songwriting inspirations and maybe a little bit about your writing process for the new album.
Yeah, I mean, it's sort of a folkier record than the ones I've done in the last couple of years. We got to touring to bigger venues in Canada and some spots in America. And the records kind of got a little bit bigger with that. Just you kind of want to fill those spaces, and you kind of feel like a responsibility to get the sonics up to the size of the
Mm,
room that you're in. And this record is sort of really like the folk records that I made when I was in my 20s. It's what I'm sort of most attracted to. It's just a kind of a
mm,
smaller record and less band stuff. I made a lot of it myself. A lot of these songs are built on demos that I recorded myself,
mm.
in my own studio.
Yeah.
It's more of a folk record than the last couple, and I like it. It feels more like me. I mean, it's much more personal record than the last two.
Yeah, okay. And I noticed as well, so if you want to pre-save that for on the streaming platforms or pre-order the physical formats, it's donovanwoods.net for those links. And I was having a little look around there, saw some awesome looking red vinyl, mate.
Yeah, yeah.
I changed the currency to Australian dollars. Amazingly great value in Australian dollars, $37 for the new record, which is if you go out and if you have a look around the record shops in Perth and Australia, you'll see what an absolute bargain that is
Really?
for us
What's a
Perth
vinyl?
vinyl heads.
Is it
Yeah.
what, 50 normally
Yeah.
or something?
Yeah, normally like a new release, 50, $60. And then but the kicker
Wow.
with your record is obviously we have to pay postage then from Canada. So we got postage on top. And then it's like certain times of the year, you're like crossing your fingers that it doesn't turn up, all warped in the heat because if it's in a storage facility or a truck or whatever for 1 or 2 days in the
Oh
wrong
yeah, yeah,
part
yeah.
of Australia, that's it, mate. Game over. Yeah,
Of
finished.
course, that makes
Yeah, yeah.
sense.
So there's a few. I'm sure they're in the eastern states as well, but there's a few of the record shops in Perth. They have like proper special flattening machines, and you pay $10, and they put the record on, and it controls the sort of heat, and there's like a sort of weight that comes down as well, and they can
Oh,
flatten.
I didn't
Yeah,
realize it was possible. I thought once it was
yeah.
warped, it was wow, that's crazy.
Certain types of warp is good for. If it's like I find if it's dished or concave, it's not that good. But if it's just a little bit wavy, no bother. Flattens it out like yeah, good as gold. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
They charge you like $10, I think, in the record shops. Some people do it with 2 sheets of glass and leave it out in the sun. That can work as well, but it's a little bit more uncontrolled temperature
Yeah.
wise than the machine. So yeah, but yeah, it is a little bit sort of Russian roulette when you buy vinyl in Australia certain times of the year. But yeah,
That's so
you never
funny. I've
know.
never thought of it.
You
Never
never
thought of
know
that.
what you're gonna get. Okay, so yeah, so donovanwoods.net for the pre-order and pre-save links for the digital streaming and the physical formats. Are you much of a vinyl collector yourself, Donovan, or not
I have
much?
a bunch. I have a ton of it. I have a whole lot. If it's like, well, it's got to meet a pretty high bar for me to buy the vinyl, though. I'll tell you, it's got to be like one that I am just kind of have been enamored with for years
Mm,
to do that.
yeah,
But I do have, I would say, like, I don't know, maybe 80
yeah, right,
vinyls.
okay, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and I think about, I listen to them scarcely, but when I do, I really enjoy it a lot. I wish I could be more of an audio file guy. I see those people with their big setups and
Yeah,
I wish
yeah,
I
yeah.
wish I could get into that. I get it. I understand it certainly, but yeah, yeah. I don't do it that much. I don't really listen to music a crazy amount outside of the car. I listen to mostly
Yeah,
in the car.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So we'll get to listening to music in the car very, very shortly for track two of your mixtape.
Yeah.
Let's drop into your mixtape choices then, Donovan. And as you know, my radio show and podcast are called The Mixtape. And
Yeah.
when I get guests on like yourself, I like to ask them to make up imaginary mixtape and pick some tracks for it. And there's a few categories there that I like to throw out for you to pick songs. And whenever I make up a mixtape or even with the radio show, I always kick it off with something that's going to grab people's attention. So if you were doing that, what track would you pick as a sort of attention grabbing track one?
You know what I love, and I don't know if it's a I think like attention grabbing is like, it can be loud, it can be boisterous to
Mm,
grab someone's attention, but just sort of like the thing that I'm most enamored with is something that confuses me right off the bat. And I love, the Paul Simon song Obvious Child, how
yeah,
it
yeah,
starts just sort of left foots you. And I feel
yeah,
like it's a good
yeah,
way to start something, would get somebody off their guard and they go, what is this? And then when all those guitars kick in, you start to realize
yeah,
it's a real cruiser and it
yeah,
feels good. Yeah, I think that's what I
yeah,
picked.
yeah. Fantastic choice. Brilliant songwriter, Paul Simon. Obviously, not someone I've ever managed to catch live, but fingers crossed one day, hopefully we'll
I've
get
seen
there.
him one time. I saw him one time in Massey Hall in Toronto, and it was good. He was like he's an old guy now, but it's
Yeah, yeah,
interesting.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Interesting.
yeah, yeah. No, for sure, for sure. Brilliant choice. And track two, as I mentioned at the start there, track two is a song that you sing when you're on your own in the car or the shower.
I'll tell you that as a, and maybe this is a Canadian thing, but I do really like to listen and sing along to Celine Dion songs because there's a power, there's a real push in that voice,
Yeah,
of course, and it's written to suit that sort of soaring vocal style. And she has a song called "I Drove All Night,"
yeah,
and God, do I like singing along with
yeah,
Celine? It's like I'm the perfect one octave lower to her voice. It's like gives
yeah,
me a
yeah.
really
Right.
good
Okay.
space to
Yeah, yeah,
operate.
yeah,
I
yeah.
love singing along. Drove all night.
Is that the cover of the Roy Orbison track, or is it a different track?
I don't know. Is it a Roy Orbison song? I don't even know if it is. Is
Yeah,
it
I
I
drove all
drove
night to get
all
to you.
night
Yeah,
to
yeah,
get to
that's it.
you?
Yeah,
Is
yeah,
that a Roy
yeah,
Orbison song? I
yeah,
don't even
yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah. I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, he did it first. Yeah, yeah,
Oh, dude, man.
yeah,
Well, she
yeah,
does it justice.
yeah. No, that's that. So you could have had that beautiful segue, Donovan, into track three, which is a cover version. What would you put as a cover version on your mixtape?
I guess it's that. No.
Could have been that. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Let me think what cover I love. I mean, I love Nothing Compares to You. Sinead O'Connor, Nothing Compares to You.
That's
I love.
that's crazy because I had Dick Valentine from Electric Six.
No, no.
Okay, so he was my guest at 7 o'clock this morning,
Oh, wow.
and that was his pick. He picked that. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
it's
it's never
kind
been
of
picked before. I said to him, "It's never been picked before. I can't believe it." And it's twice in one day. How about that?
that's kind of the penultimate cover to me. Like it's the greatest example of somebody making it their own.
Mm,
Except maybe the Jeff Buckley Hallelujah, right? Like maybe that's the other version of
yeah,
that. But yeah, I think that's what I pick. I think that's what
yeah.
I pick.
No, that's a brilliant choice, and I'm so glad. I said to him, like, I can't. Your episode 55, Donovan, and so that's 55 cover versions that people will pick, and up until 54, no one had picked Sinead
That's weird.
O'Connor. Nothing
That's
compares to
crazy.
you, and yeah, that's twice in a
Well,
day.
what do people pick then? What's the most
Um,
common one?
so generally, quite often, people will say, "I would have picked Hurt by Johnny Cash," because
Yeah,
that's a conversation I have quite a lot. Like most people say, it would have been that, but apart from that, it's and then they go and choose something else.
yeah,
Hallelujah is a popular one that gets
yeah.
picked a fair bit because obviously I'm a huge Jeff Buckley fan myself. So yeah, that one gets picked a lot. But yeah, I'm glad Sinead's made a appearance twice in one day because that's awesome. And
Yeah,
what I've started doing for people who are listening at home, I've got a Spotify playlist, 6 separate Spotify playlists, one for each track of the mixtape. So I've got every track one that everyone's ever picked on one playlist, every track two, every track three, every track four. And the
Oh,
mixtape
that's sick.
podcast,
That's a
yeah,
good
it's
way to
good.
divide it up. That's cool.
Yeah. The mixtapepodcast.com if you want to go and check those out and click the Spotify link at the top of the page. Okay, track four, Donovan, is a song you wish you could play to your 18-year-old self. What would you pick for that, mate?
Oh,
This is the one that gets people thinking the most, I think, this track.
oh, it's interesting to think about. I mean, there was no time in my life that I loved music more than when I was a teenager. I was
Mm.
just obsessed. Yeah, I mean, all the stuff that I really still love, I loved back then. I think like maybe it would be something like maybe Gregory Alan Isakov, or maybe
Mm.
just something to set me in the right direction. There was
Stable
nobody.
song, maybe something like that, one of those.
Yeah, like there was
Yeah.
no. What's the one? What's the one I'm thinking of? Oh, I gotta look it up. But just nobody was making the music that I love. Oh, Big Black Car, I love,
Mm.
or San Luis, I love too. San Luis, I
Mm.
like. let's say that one. Let's say that one. Gregory Alan
Okay.
Escoff saying there was just nobody that was making the folk music that I wanted to hear when I was that old.
Mhm.
I wanted to hear something that had like it was serious and mournful, but like powerful. It was kind of a time when folk music wasn't really doing that. And then sort of
Mhm.
Sufjan Stevens came along, and that suddenly swept me over,
Yeah.
and you know, boxes and these types of.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
when I was 18, I don't think I was I was playing the guitar and singing folk music certainly, but nobody was really doing the thing that I was hoping they would do. And then Mumford and Sons did it, you know what I mean? And now
Yeah. Yeah.
20 years have gone by, and now Noah Khan is doing the same type of thing.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
feels
Stick
like,
season. Stick season comes up a lot on the mixtape. That comes
yeah,
up a lot,
yeah,
especially in the
it's a,
shower.
it's a great song. He's a great guy too. Yeah.
Yeah. No. Fucking artist. Okay. And track 5 of your mixtape, Donovan. We've all done it. I do it, regularly when I used to make up mixtapes and playlists. If you're trying to woo someone and you want to make them up a playlist or a mixtape, what track would you use to let someone know that you're romantically interested in them?
I think like Rufus Wainwright song called Barcelona that
Mhm.
I love that has like a deep romance to it. I love that one. I also love like I don't know. There's some Whitney Houston songs that I feel like are just as good as anything that's ever. Let me think about
All
it.
right. Just on while you're thinking, I just when you mentioned Rufus Wainwright there, "Vibrate." That's my
Uh,
my
uh,
go-to track of his. For That's such a good track. I absolutely love that.
Such a
Um,
nice sentiment in that.
yeah,
It's
it
such
is.
a
Yeah,
modern romantic
anytime,
sentiment.
anytime you like. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think the one I would pick is well, I love Barcelona, but I love Poses and I love Great Gardens, and I'm a big Rufus guy. It was sort of like the first music that I let me say April Fools or
April
Foolish,
Fool.
yeah, April Fools by Rufus.
Yeah, yeah. So fantastic choice. Love Rufus Wainwright. I saw him. I say I saw him. I was right at the front of a festival set that he was doing in Essex, where I'm from, a few years back. And just as he was about to come on stage, my fiance at the time had a bit of a meltdown, come yeah, freak out, and she wasn't with me, and she called me, and I had to go and find her, and it turned out to be nothing. And then I couldn't get like back to where I was. Like, right, I was so pissed off. I
Damn.
was so pissed off because it was like in a tent festival, and then by the time I tried to get back in, it was like obviously it's Rufus Wainwright, so it was absolutely heaving. I
Uh,
think somebody she was sitting on the ground or something, and somebody had trodden on those boxes of wine that you get with the silver bag inside. Someone had trodden on one or something, and it squirted red wine all over a white jacket or something. What do you want me to do?
I will say one time a box of wine fell off the top of a fridge in the house I lived in university, and it
Yeah,
sprayed all over somebody, and they
yeah,
screamed. And when we all ran into the room to see what happened,
yeah,
it looked like there was blood everywhere, and it was
yeah,
one of the
yeah,
most terrifying moments. And she was like, "It's wine, it's wine," but it was absolutely
yeah.
terrifying for a couple of seconds.
All right. And finally, Donovan, your track 6 of your mixtape is something a little bit sort of lesser known that you think maybe doesn't get the sort of kudos or recognition that it deserves, mate.
Underrated song. I would say that I'm a big lover of Mark Cohn, who is
Mhm.
most known for Walking in Memphis, of course,
Yeah, yeah.
but I would say it's probably up there with the, to my mind, the best English language songwriters ever. I would say
Mhm,
he's in the conversation, and he has a song called "Silver Thunderbird" that
mhm.
is lesser known, but it's just as good of a song as "Walking in Memphis," and I think
Mhm.
that's what I would pick. I just think that he deserves more flowers than he receives. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
He's a very special writer.
Yeah, I think he probably got that sort of perception as a bit of a one-hit wonder, really, with Walking in Memphis, because it is so well known. A lot of
Yeah,
people don't really sort of wouldn't know any of his other stuff. I couldn't tell you another song of his if I tried.
yeah, it's so
But yeah,
interesting. But it's like the idea that that song was even like a hit song is almost unbelievable. It's so like it's such a literary song. It's
yeah,
great.
yeah, yeah. That was what inspired me. I've been to Memphis, and that was what inspired me to go and stand next to the W.C. Handy statue. Yeah, that song.
Like,
Yeah,
think about
absolutely. Yeah.
what Memphis owes that guy for
I
tourism.
know. Yeah, yeah.
It
It's
would be
unreal, isn't it?
unbelievable,
Yeah,
incalculable number.
yeah, yeah. I went to Graceland. Didn't see no Ghost of Elvis or anything like that, but yeah, fantastic trip that was. Yeah, way back when. Way back when. Okay, Donovan. Just to round things out, mate. When your record comes out, what future plans? What have you got going on? Sort of the back end of this year. I imagine you'll be touring the new album a fair bit.
Yeah, we're doing all of Australia here, of course, and then going back home and some festivals in the summer, and then in the fall we do a lot of Canada and a lot of the US, and then more Canada in the early 2025, and it's a lot of
Mm-hmm.
touring until the
Yeah,
until the middle of next year, really. So it's
yeah.
it's an album, so it's busy time.
Autumn's a beautiful time to be in Canada. I remember I was there. Would have been mid to early 2000s visiting my beautiful friend Heidi in Kingston, and we drove from Kingston to Toronto. Man, the colours of the trees was
Yeah,
incredible. It was one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. Like oranges, reds, yellows, just
yeah,
amazing. Like it was so nice. I'm not that sort of
definitely.
guy. I don't look at trees and go, "Oh, isn't it beautiful?" But I really did. Like the whole trip, I was just like, my eyes were like popping. I couldn't believe how beautiful it was. Yeah, fantastic
That's the
part
time
of the
to
world.
be there for sure. That's definitely the time to be there. The transitional months in Canada are really,
Yeah,
and fall and spring is really great. Right? Winter is
yeah,
what it is.
yeah. Okay, Donovan Woods, safe travels around the rest of Australia, mate, and back to Canada. I hope the jet lag doesn't catch you too badly when you get back, mate. Enjoy the show tomorrow night in Perth, and I'll catch you later, mate.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Mark. Much appreciated.
Cheers, mate. Thank you. See you, mate.
Take care.
That was a Mixtape podcast. Thank you so much for listening. Don't forget to jump up to the top of the page and smash that follow button, and you'll be notified every time there's a new episode. Or follow me on Instagram at the Mixtape Perth. Till the next time.